Have you ever thought about moving to the city of Decatur? Do not move to the city of Decatur without knowing these 6 things. Okay, number 1, where exactly is the city of Decatur? Well, city of Decatur it's about 15 minutes from the city of Atlanta. It's on like what they call the east side of Atlanta. So you can get to the city about 15 minutes from Decatur. And I read they say it's got an urban suburban mixed feel. Okay, what does suburban urban mixed feel mean? What does urban even really mean? Okay, let's Google urban and see what does urban mean so you can know what you're getting. Okay, so urban, it says here, relating to characteristic of a town or city, and then it says denoting or related to popular dance music associated with black performers. Okay, so should you guys just see people just dancing in the streets like Fame in Decatur? I don't know. Let's look up suburban. What does suburban mean? Okay, let's Google suburban. Suburban. Okay, so it says of or characteristic of a suburb, and then below it says contemptibly dull and ordinary. Okay, so I guess what they're trying to say is that it's fun and it can be quiet at the same time. I don't know. Now, the thing is, I never use the word urban when I'm talking to my clients when they ask, about an area. I don't say, yeah, it's got a real urban feel. It's just an urban place. So in realtors terms, suburban urban feel, based off what they're kind of saying here, I would probably say, you know what? It's a great place for families. You can have a nice and quiet area, but also if you are a single and you want some live activity, this may be the place for you, or if you want to retire, so it's a good mix. You know what? One word, it's diverse. So number 2, what about the school system? How are the schools in the city of Decatur? Well, actually, according to niche.com, Decatur High is ranked as the top 3 high schools in the city of Decatur. Also, it's about number 31 out of 400 high schools in Georgia when it comes to being college prep schools. That's pretty darn good, actually. So the schools are pretty good if you're looking for a college prep school, and they're ranking pretty good. So the thing is, all the stats and all this stuff is all well and fun, but what are the real people saying? So what I did, I checked out some reviews, and from the reviews, one lady said, you know what? I moved to other areas after living in the city of Decatur, going to school. But after I moved to other areas, I decided to come back because the city of Decatur had so much to offer. It was just had restaurants and it was walkable, and I loved it. But one thing she said she would change was transit. So she thought that the city of Decatur really needed more of like MARTA transit on the east side. Okay, so what is MARTA? Well, MARTA is actually our transit system. It's got the buses and the trains. And it's the thing about MARTA. Oh my goodness, it's been a debate forever. I remember as a child back in the 80s, my parents talking about MARTA and its expansion and why is it in certain areas. It's been a big debate forever. Some people want it, some people don't. They're like, oh, we want MARTA. No, we don't want MARTA. So it's been a debate for so many years, since the 80s, probably well before that. So that's the thing about MARTA. And then I read another review, and the young lady said she loved the diversity. Yes, reviewer, the diversity of the city of Decatur. She's like, it's great for families, and she said it's great for singles and all that good stuff. And she loved, again, the walkability of the city of Decatur and all that fun stuff. So she said it was very lively and very diverse, and that she didn't really have a whole bunch of issues with it. She just loved it there. So those were a couple of reviews that I read. But number 3, one thing that I thought was so cool about the city of Decatur, guess what? What is it? Okay, they actually have like a house sitter program. So what's a house sitter program? Remember, people have house sitters when they go out of town? Well, in the city of Decatur, they have it where you can actually, say if you don't have anybody to house sit for you. I don't know if people still even do that. But if you didn't have anybody to house sit for you, you wanted like a wellness check on your home. Well, this is the thing. You can call the City of Decatur police and have them go in and check on your house. It's like a wellness check for your house. So if you go to the City of Decatur website, I'll drop it in the comments below. You can actually request to have that for your home. That is like the neatest thing I ever heard of. A house sitter for your house. Like, well, we won't say a house sitter, we'll say a wellness check. They would go check on your house for you. Make sure everything's looking good and nobody's broken in or done anything. They need that everywhere. So number 4. Well, number 4 is, oh my goodness, the restaurants. Oh wow, the restaurants. They have like 80 restaurants in the city of Decatur. So if you're like a foodie like me and you love trying new things, oh my goodness, you will probably absolutely love it here. Oh my goodness. So with the restaurants, you know, one of my favorite ones, well, okay, before we get to that, they have like late night places. So it's this place called Victory Sandwich Bar. So it's not like the typical, you know, gross food you get at late night spots. It's really, really good. It's fresh food, it's great. It's a sandwich bar. You can sit outside, you can sit inside, you can get beer, but the sandwiches, ooh, so good, so fresh. Like my favorite is like the Cuban sandwich that they have is really, really good. So you guys have to try that place. But my ultimate favorite place to eat in that area, Folk Art. Oh my goodness, Folk Art. I love that place. I don't know how many times I've been there. So Folk Art, you know, it's really fresh, but like they kill it in the breakfast and lunch game. Oh my goodness. They've got like this salmon bagel things, like an open-faced salmon bagel with cream cheese and olives and lettuce and onions. It's like smoked salmon. Oh, it's so good. Then their biscuits, ooh, their biscuits. So their biscuits, they're big, they're huge biscuits. And like they're real fluffy on the inside, they're buttery, and the outside, the top one has like this little crust and crunch to it. Oh, so good. Their biscuits. Oh my goodness, their collard greens. Yes, they have collard greens too. Their collard greens, ooh, like the flavor of them. They come in like this cute little bowl, and like they've got some meat. I don't know if it's prosciutto. I don't know if it's like thick cured bacon. I don't know what it is, but it is so good. Oh my goodness. You know what? I think I've tried like everything on their menu. You guys just have to try it. Folk Art is so good. Number 5. So the number 5 thing, okay, so this is the thing. If you are like this yard sale crazed person, so you might not be too excited about this. You actually can't have a whole bunch of yard sales in the city of Decatur. Why? Well, the thing is, you have to have a permit to have an actual yard sale in the city of Decatur. And you can only have 2 yard sales per 12-month period. 2, guys, 2. So if you're like a yard sale queen, might not be the place for you. Or, you know, if you're that person that lived in the area where, you know, somebody on the corner was having like a freaking yard sale every darn weekend and you couldn't stand it because there's always junk outside, this place may be calling your name. Number 6. So number 6, I don't remember. Remember what okay, number 6. Decatur and the city of Decatur, those are 2 different places. Okay, you're like, wait a minute, but it's Decatur. Trust me, 2 different places. So when I grew up as a little kid in the 80s, I lived in Decatur. We could not walk to all these cool restaurants and stuff like that. And not because, you know, they weren't there now, they weren't there then and they're here now. No, it's just 2 different places. So I lived in Decatur, you know, I could walk to school maybe, and there was a Wayfield down the street, but it's 2 different places. Just know, when people say Decatur, you ask them, are you talking about the city of Decatur, or are you talking about Decatur? So if you guys are enjoying these videos, please subscribe. What are we going to talk about next week? Is it going to be Fayetteville City, the city of Fayetteville? Is it going to be Duluth? It's going to be McDonough, Stockbridge? I don't know. You got to subscribe to check it out. Happy shopping.